Hello and welcome to this edition of Not Just Crew. Well, we've got a really exciting one for you today. Today we're going to be speaking to Laura Maguire, who used to be cabin crew and now who serves on the front line of the firefighting service. Take a look at this video. This will show you a bit of the training involved.
Well, a very good evening, everybody at Not Just Crew, and a very warm welcome to you all. My name is Simon Costello, and alongside me this evening, we have my co-host and good friend, Trevor Jenkins. And I'm pleased to say that on tonight's show, we will be joined by the lovely Laura Maguire, who was ex-cabin crew for many, many years, and she loved that job so much. But she has made that transition from cabin crew to become a firefighter. So on this evening's show, we'll be joined by Laura, who will give us a rundown of what it takes to become a firefighter. Hello, Laura. How are you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm very good. All the better for seeing your smiley face.
Thank you.
And how's Trevor in that top corner?
Oh yeah, I like this top corner. I think I'll stay here, convert it into flats. It's nice.
Very strange. Well, this evening, as you can see, I've introduced Laura, who used to be cabin crew for many, many years, 11 years, I do believe. I think you joined shortly after I left this said airline. But 11 years is quite a long time. And today marks a very special day, doesn't it?
Yes, it would have been my 11-year anniversary at Virgin today.
Yeah, brilliant.
Wow.
So,
well done.
So obviously, you've gone on to become a firefighter. Now, before we do go on and touch what it takes to become a firefighter and some of your experiences, we'd just like to go, can you give us a short little story of your background regarding flying? Now, was it something that you always wanted to do before you became cabin crew? And just tell us about your experiences, what it took to get that job initially.
To get my job as cabin crew, did you say?
Yeah.
Right. So from being the age of 5, I always wanted to be cabin crew. Loved it. Loved going on holidays, seeing all the air hostesses and stewards on the plane. I think I applied for my first airline. I think it was like maybe when I was 18. It was for Britannia. And my sister, she was like, "Oh, I'll apply with you and come to the interview." She got the job and I didn't, so that was canny. And I thought, I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep going. I applied to XL Airways. I don't know if you can remember them.
Yeah.
And I got the job with XL, and I started in 2005 with them. Done a few years, got promoted, done a stint out in Calgary in Canada for Sunwing Airlines with them. Came back, obviously they went bust.
Obviously.
We're a great airline, absolutely loved them, they were brilliant. Then I started with Thomas Cook out in Newcastle. Done a few seasons with them. Realised I loved the job, but I just wanted it to be permanent. And Thomas Cook was seasonal. You know, I have to keep getting laid off every winter and getting like a winter job. Mm-hmm. And then I got the job with Virgin. Never in a million years I thought I would get a job with Virgin Atlantic. No way.
Why not? Why did you not think that you would get the job for them?
Because I just thought it was such an amazing airline, so cool. And I thought, there's no way. I'm just a girl from Newcastle. You know, there's not a chance they're going to take me. But obviously I'd done something to impress them, I think, or I just fell through the net. I don't know, but I got the job and it was brilliant. Yeah, loved it.
See, we do hear this a lot, like at Not Just Crew. People find it quite hard to believe how they actually got the job. And listen, I'll tell this to everybody. I was a postman for 10 years. I had no flying experience whatsoever. It's how you deliver yourself on that day. They see something inside of you on that open day, or that, you know, that kind of like, you know, like jobs fair or whatever. And when they do that one-on-one interview with yourself, they see something inside of you that nobody else has got. And they're not bothered about your background. It's you who they buy into and what you can bring to that company. So, I mean, if I can do it being a postman for 10 years, anybody can get in there. And like, it's clear and obvious, you've got such an amazing personality, and it obviously shone through on the day. So you know, people doubt themselves way too much, don't they, Trev?
Oh, absolutely. As you say, we do see it time and time again. And yes, you have told that story many times of how you didn't think you'd get into the said airline, but you did. You've done it. You've done your time. You're out the other end, and now you're presenting for Not Just Crew. So not a bad one. Laura, really, really quick question. Yeah, you had amazing. Well, Touchwood, you had amazing time during your flying times. What was the certain thing that made you change? Well, maybe I don't actually want to fly anymore, or was it a number of things that made you decide, well, maybe I've had enough of flying, or did you never want to give it up and it was other circumstances?
I think, well, I applied for the fire service back in 2020 during the pandemic, and I think seeing a lot of my friends, colleagues lose their jobs, it just made us realise I need something a bit more secure. And I was just getting tired of commuting up and down from Newcastle. I wanted a job at home, on the ground, be home pretty much every night and see my family and my friends. I was missing out on so much.
Yeah.
And like my love for fitness as well. I do CrossFit 5 times a week.
Wow.
And I thought it was quite physical sport. And I thought being in the fire service, it's a physical job and I can maybe use that to help me.
Yeah, well, so it's very similar to you, Trevor.
Very similar to me. But I do CrossFit 6 times a week.
Oh, yeah.
I'm 200% fit. Yeah. But as I say, but you were looking at new careers, but why did you not want to go into a 9-to-5 job? Did you know you didn't want to go into a 9-to-5 type job? Did you know you wanted to do something slightly different to what most people do, what most sensible people do?
I think 9-to-5 is not really me. I'm not into that kind of routine. I like shift work. I like to be off through the week, or work in the weekends, off the next weekend, that kind of thing. I just like a completely different routine. I couldn't just go to work Monday to Friday. I would just get bored. Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I could imagine. So look, because I know Simon's got a million and one questions. In fact, I think we both have actually, and we've always got to try and keep this down. So we'll start getting through these questions. Putting pen to paper, or it's probably online nowadays. What were your thoughts and feelings? Was it the same situation as with your airline? You thought there's no way I'm going to get this, or I've got the experience within the airlines, I'm definitely going to get this?
No, I sometimes don't have that much confidence when it comes to jobs. I applied to the police, but because I didn't have a C in GCSE maths, like they wouldn't take my application any further. So then I started thinking, is the fire brigade going to be the same? But it wasn't that. So I thought, I'm going to apply, give it a go. There were so many different stages you had to get through. And every time I passed one, I was thinking I am getting a little bit closer to this job. But it was hard. The application process was quite hard.
So how long was the actual process? Obviously, we'll rewind and going back through the individual assessments. But from first putting pen to paper, as it were, to actually your first day starting, how long was the entire process?
So I applied November 2020, and my first official shift on station was the 29th of December 2021.
Oh, wow. Wow, okay. Yeah.
It's quite long, over a year.
Yeah. And it's worth it. And how many people do you think you were up against? Did they ever sort of reveal the figures of how many people apply?
I think they said there was over 3,000 applications for 36 jobs.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked.
Yeah, well, shocked, but pretty impressive though, Laura.
Yeah.
Well, that's clearly another case. a bit of self-doubt coming in. And I know those statistics are quite mind-boggling, but it just goes to show that you've got like what it takes to get over the line. You know what I mean? You've got to be I'm sure you are anyway, but be very proud of yourself, because
Definitely.
like, whatever you've got, even like all those airlines that you went for before you got to work for Virgin, you got the jobs, you know? Yeah, they went bust, you know? Like,
wasn't Laura's fault.
On them all, but you know, every time you went for a job, you were successful. You've clearly got, like, you know, like, what it takes to get there. There's something obviously that shines inside you.
I also got offered a job with Northumberland Fire and Rescue as well, the same time as Tyne and Weir. I couldn't believe that. I thought, I don't know what's happened here. I've been offered 2 jobs.
Yeah. How did you decide?
You put on your CV.
Yeah.
I know I had to decide which one I wanted to take, because
you were fully clothed, weren't you?
I think so.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd love Northumberland, but I think Tyne and Weir, I'm going to get probably a lot more jobs and a lot more experience, and it's on my doorstep, you know. So, yeah.
Can I just? I want to touch on, like, obviously beforehand, like, the CV aspect of it all.
Yeah.
Like, did you update your CV? Did you do it yourself, or did you get it done professionally before you applied for the fire service?
I think I just updated it myself, but I did look on the Not Just Crew Facebook page, and I did see a lot of people offering advice with CVs. Yeah, I was gonna use them, but I thought I'll just quickly edit it myself and send it and just see what happens. But to be honest, what they wanted was, I don't even know if you had to send a CV. I think it was you basically just had to, it was one question initially, and you had to just say why you would make a good firefighter and what personal attributes and qualities you could bring to the role. So I basically just went through their website and just like looked at the things that they were asking for and just tried to link it all in with that.
Yeah.
Had you mentioned Crew at this point?
Yeah.
Crew, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So that brings me on to like an important point. Like, all those years flying for all those different airlines, what skills do you think that you acquired during that time that have come in like useful for the fire service? What do you think they were looking for, like, as regards to all the skills that you obtained through flying?
I think basically they wanted someone to be confident, you know, being able to work under pressure, working in confined spaces, good customer service skills as well. You know, you can't go wrong with that, because you're going to be, I suppose, with yourself, you're speaking to people on a daily basis. I'm trying to think what else.
Well, it's like working as a team, isn't it? It's like
teamwork, yes.
You have to work so closely in that teamwork and environment, just like what you had to do on the planes as well. Like you say, like on some flights, you can get 101 problems thrown at you at any one time. And working for the fire service or any emergency services, you encounter a lot of situations very similar to that. And you've got to kind of like process it, deal with it, and then get to the right outcome, haven't you? It can be, especially in your line of work. So
you've got to be able to work with loads of different people as well, from different backgrounds. We work in a lot of diverse communities as well, so
I think it's the ability that you can work by yourself as well, if need be.
Definitely.
You know, happy to work as a team, but you know, you can get on with your problem solving but by yourself. Can I just quickly nip back? So you put in your first application with the covering letter. Firstly, how quick was the response, and what was the second stage for this?
I think it was about a month or so. I got an email to say you'll be sent a link for some online tests. So there was 3 online tests. There was a mechanical reasoning test. So I was like, wow, what is this? It was, they give you like different pictures and you had to decide what was the outcome really. Then there was a behavioral test, I think, and then there was a maths Actually, no, there was 4. There was a maths and an English test as well. You had to basically pass all of them to get onto the next stage of the recruitment process.
Pass rate? Was it like Virgin? 88?
It was 80%.
Blimey.
But yeah, they were that. Initially, I thought, oh no, I don't feel like I'm very good at those things. I remember applying for a job in Boots, and I had to do one of them, and I didn't pass. So.
No,
I don't know what they're looking for.
No, exactly. Well, it didn't dampen your confidence.
It amazes me. I mean, like, I know maths is really important. Like, when it comes to they want to see that you have got some kind of brain cells and activity going on there. But some of the things that they ask you in interviews as regards to maths, I'm thinking, really, like, I'm not a professor,
Mm-hmm.
It's some of the things I find like really difficult, and like, and I'm like, Jesus, why do they want that so badly for me to get this job? Because to be honest, I'm the same. I find that like, section really difficult. I was never very like clever when I came like to schoolwork. In fact, I didn't get many qualifications. I had to get them later.
Yeah.
To do that job, it was like flying. You had to like get past this like maths section, and like I struggled, but luckily I got through. And
you do.
It's a stumbling block with so many people, like and to go for like or like a lot of people that have been applying for like paramedic role, that they must have like a GCSE in maths, and many of them haven't, and they've had to go back to like college and stuff like that to get that qualification. It's quite stressful, isn't it?
Yeah, and all the questions as well. There was like a little countdown timer. I think it was 30 seconds per question. So they just want to see how you're working under pressure as well, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
What was your prep for that? I mean, had you already sought advice of what the next stage is going to be, and if so, or did you purely go into it blindly?
I'd previously applied to Tyne and Wear, like I think it was a year before, and that's where I failed on one of them exams. I passed 3 and failed 1, so I was out completely. Mm-hmm. So this time around, there's quite a few websites with practice ones on. So I think it was like maybe half an hour a night leading up to it. I'd just go on and just try and get through as many as I could, just to see like the structure of it as well. And I think it really did help.
And where would you find it? Like, if anybody was watching this show this evening, where would they find these websites to assist them with that?
I just Googled it, and on YouTube as well. There is a lot of firefighters on there who have posted stuff. And I think I printed off some exam sheets as well. So just was going through them. There's loads online. Just Google it. Yeah.
So that was stage 2.
Yeah, stage 2.
Again. And how quick did you find out you'd passed that?
I think it was about 4 weeks, something like that. Yeah.
And look, let's be honest, was that constantly on your mind, thinking, have I got through it? Or
every day I was constantly checking my emails, constantly.
4 weeks is quite a time when you're waiting to hear back.
A lot of bottles of wine, Trev, to get through in 4 weeks, isn't it? Like not
really. I have to do that at night. But there's so I mean, by the time the response did come, had you almost given up in your mind that you hadn't got it, or were you still quite aware that the pass or the fail could come through at any time? And in fact, going back to that quickly before you answer that, do they tell you whether you failed that one, or if you have failed, do they just not get back in contact with you?
Yeah, they'll let you know, like, if you've passed or failed. I think the first time around they told me that I'd failed. I think it might have been the maths one. You get told in the email, which is good, because then I suppose you can work on that for next time. But yeah, no, I think it was 4 weeks initially for this time when I found out, and I was thinking in my head leading up to it, I didn't pass it the last time, and just thinking, I hope I've just done enough to get through just to the next stage, because the next stage was the fitness test, and I was like, I think I might be all right with this one.
Yeah, this is the one we want to know about. I mean, it's called a fitness test, but right, what we're really talking about? We're talking about a whole day, half a day. We're not talking about a quick run, are we? Or are we?
Well, to be honest, it was split actually. So I had to go and do, I don't know if you're familiar with the bleep test.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, the police
Yeah.
do that as well, don't they?
So the fire service, you've got to get to level 8.8. That's the minimum. And it's over 20 meters. That's how long it is. Where with the police, I think it's only 15 meters and it's 5
wow.
point something. So I was practicing that quite a lot. Marking out in the car park at my gym and practicing the bleep test with some of the guys. So I think I'd done the bleep test I think it was the December. I remember being in Barbados and my date came through for the bleep test. So
That's more than 15 meters. Definitely. Right. But the bleep test, because I mean, you've already sort of spoke to us earlier about your fitness levels.
Mm-hmm.
On that, how did you do compared to the rest of your colleagues? Were your colleagues the same people who are applying, were they at the same level as you, or did you see people drop out at this stage?
Well, because of COVID, they had to do it in like stage, like so many. Do you know what I mean? Like state, like
yeah.
I can't even get
smaller groups.
Space it out, yeah.
Yeah.
So I went up to the station in Newcastle called West Denton Fire Station, and that's where I had done mine. And I turned up, and there was 3 other guys there. No girls, and I was thinking, oh my days, they all looked really like fit. They looked like runners. I was like, oh no, so yeah, there I go, getting ready to go on my bleep test. And there was this one guy, honestly, he was nearly 7 foot tall. He could have just stepped in, he'd be at the other end.
Yeah.
So I thought there's no way I can keep up with him. But I just kept going. And I think on the day, I got to 9.9, I think. So I knew that they played out the different levels. So I knew when I got past 8.8, I'd passed, which was great.
Yeah.
But they don't want you to just drop out there. They want to just see how far you can keep going and just pushing yourself. Dropped out
when do you know the bleep test is over? You know, they say they see which level you can get to. Mm-hmm. If you don't make it between those 2 15-meter points, is that when they say, right, yeah, it's over, even though you've passed the assessment?
They put the hose on you, Trev.
Do they? Is that what they do?
They blast you with a hose.
No, I think they just stopped it, I think, at level 10, I think. Yeah.
So it would have ended there anyway.
Yeah, there was 2 guys left in. They just stopped. It might have been a little bit, maybe 10.5, but everyone had passed. So
so that's the bleep test. So what else did you have to do?
So I'd done the bleep test. So I knew I'd passed that, but I still had to wait for official email to say that I'd got to the next stage. Then the next stage after that was what is called role-related tests. So I think there was 6 tests. You have to go into the station. So I went to the headquarters up in Washington to do this. And so, yeah, there's 6 different activities you have to do. One of them is like an equipment. You have to set up this equipment in the right order and then take it back down wearing the fire gloves, and you're timed for that. So I've done that one. I thought I'd failed it because I dropped one of the screws on the floor. Honestly, I was panicking. I was flapping, and I was going, "Oh no, I've failed it!" And the guy just looked at us. He went, "You haven't, man. You've got plenty of time." Right. So then there was a ladder lift you had to do. You had to lift this ladder above your head to a certain point, and then put it back down. I think that was 30 kgs
on your own, just on your own.
It's attached to this thing, and then you just push it up. Yeah, they just want to see you can get it above your head to a certain line.
Like putting a bag in the locker.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. 30 kgs. Yeah.
I was like, I've lifted heavier than this on them Kingston flights.
That was your own bag.
I know it was. Full of booze. I'm joking. Then it was. The other one was a shuttle run. So you had to have different pieces. You had to run with the hose first, put it down, run back. Then you had to do another 2 shuttle runs, pick up some more equipment, run back. It was like the same. It was the 20 meters, same as the bleep test, but you were just running with equipment. And I think you had 5 minutes to do that one in.
It sounds like a sports day at school, doesn't it? Fire service routine.
it was like adult sports day, but the whole time you were in the fire kit as well, with the helmet, the gloves, the boots.
Yeah.
How much does that weigh, incidentally? Say your full kit.
Well, I know the BA cylinder, the whole set that's 20 kgs just on its own, with a full cylinder of compressed air. Yeah. I'm not sure how much the uniform weighs, to be honest, but the boots are pretty heavy. And
it's heavy. It is heavy. It is heavy. I've lifted like somebody's uniform up before.
Yeah.
And like thought, blow my neck. But it's different when it's actually on you, isn't it?
Well,
like you're wearing it. I know it's still heavy, but
did you get the same feeling putting that uniform on for the first time like you did with your airline one?
Oh yeah.
Was it the same sort of feeling of accomplishment?
Yeah. You know, yeah. I mean, obviously it's not as glam as the Viv like, but it was. I remember going to pick it up down at the warehouse down in Newcastle, and just trying it on. I was so excited. I was like, this doesn't feel real at all. Yeah. And then I got it home because it was in two massive big like drawstring bags. I remember getting it home and trying it on, honestly, doing a little parade around my living room on my own.
I bet. Only fans. Anyway. Okay. So that was the fitness stage. You passed that, flying colours. And you said you had to still wait quite a while for the confirmation email on that. Okay. So that takes us to what stage?
That was 4, 1, 2, 3, maybe stage 4, I think it was. 4. But then we got put on hold after that because there was more restrictions. So I think it was so I think that might have been stage 5, I think. Then the next stage I was waiting for was a final interview with two personnel from the fire service and myself. And it was 6 competency-based questions. That's what I was going to be asked in the interview.
Can you remember roughly what they were?
I think it was things like, tell us a time when you've had to work as part of a team. When have you? There was a diversity question. What was it? Why do you want to be a firefighter? What can you bring to the role? Just those kind of questions.
These questions are very similar, aren't they, to what what in the airline industry, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So that helped a bit, and I used that
star.
I try to use that with my questioning, just to keep it, structured. But that was. I found out the same day.
I was going to say, how many of the examples of questions were from your experiences within the airlines?
I think out of the 6, probably 4 of them were airline. Because I remember saying to the interviewer, "I'm really sorry, it's another airline example," and they were like, "It's fine, don't worry." Yeah. I'm like, it's all I've done for 17 years. Like
that was exactly the same when I went for the ambulance service. Every question that I answered was related to airline experiences because we had so many of them.
Yeah.
It's hard not to. I was apologising as well. I'm so sorry. It's another one. I remember this flight that I did, and they were loving it though. They were loving it. They find them all. As crew, you go through so many challenging moments, and
definitely
it just holds you in good stead for any other job that you kind of want to apply for. That's why I think the background as cabin crew gives you a massive advantage to other candidates for roles.
I know. I could have kept talking for ages to them about flying, but it was only 30 minutes. I had to wrap it up a bit.
And they're always asking there, why do you want to leave? Why did you want to leave flying? Because they're sitting there.
I know.
Like, what an amazing life you've led, and they all ask the same question: why do you want to leave? For me, it was all about I needed to preserve my liver. Kidneys were struggling, so it's like I don't want to die.
Fair enough. Look, Laura, what do they think of or in your impressions, or what do they think of our training with as cabin crew when it comes to firefighting?
I think they didn't realise how intense our training is, to be honest. When I started the training course, we'd done a week on trauma, and we had a paramedic from NIAS. He was teaching us all about trauma. And to be honest, I thought the training we get at the airlines was absolutely amazing. So much in depth, in that did help me for this. I knew all about the CPR, all the different rates, like choke and casualty, and a lot of the guys who I was with on the training course, they've never done that before,
Yeah, what sort of backgrounds did they come from? Just briefly.
So we had like personal trainers. We had, one girl was an interpreter in the army. An undertaker. There was a guy who learned falcons to fly in Dubai. It was honestly, they were from all different backgrounds. It was amazing. So many stories.
Can they not fly normally in Dubai? What was he doing with a falcon? This is what you do, falcons. Flap your wings.
I thought he meant like the rugby team at first.
Yeah.
I was
like the Newcastle Falcons, yeah?
Yeah. I was like, oh, cool. But,
brilliant. I love it.
There was loads of from different backgrounds. It was brilliant. Really good. Yeah.
Excellent. So now that, how many weeks now or months are you in since your training and you've been like, fully operational as a firefighter? How long are you into that process?
So I started my first 2 night shifts on the 29th of December. So I've just finished my 4th set. I've got my 5th set starting Friday, and then I've got 12 days off. So a month, really. Yeah.
Yeah. And how did you find your TV experience? Because
Laura
was on the local TV news not long ago.
No, honestly, I was a mess. I was like, I can't go on the news, man. No way.
No, you didn't.
I think we cut most of it out, to be honest. But
no, you did really well. It was brilliant to see you on there. It was great.
That was nice. It was good. I think they want more people to apply from different backgrounds. Dogs barking.
But loads of people be seeing this, and now being your stage. Well, yeah, it's okay for Laura. She's got it now. Obviously, proud of you as well. But so many people, crew, because you know what we're like. They're thinking, yeah, I won't be able to do that. She's fit. What tips or advice would you give them?
Definitely not. They shouldn't think they can't do it, because they totally can. If your fitness isn't like up to scratch, just get out running, get to the gym, start working on your strength as well. You do need like some physical strength. I'm not saying join a CrossFit gym. You can do all this just down your local gym, or there's loads of free workouts on YouTube, HIIT workouts. They're free. It costs nothing to get outside and go for a run.
No, absolutely
just
not.
Keep working on your fitness. It will help you a lot. Definitely.
Excellent. And they and I suppose look at those videos. In fact, we'll see if we can find some links to put out there for those videos that you mentioned. What's the equivalent of the wings? What's presentation day? Passing day?
It was a passing out parade. So it was meant to be with all our family and friends, but because of the restrictions, we had to cancel it. So it was just us. What they've done is they recorded it so we could have it for our family and friends. So that was nice.
Laura, yeah.
I know, it was like you'd done 12 weeks of training, and we were all really like building up to this last bit, but it was amazing. We still just made it what it was. And we just got up on stage to give you a certificate. And then there was a few awards for people who had really excelled, like in the fitness or the breathing apparatus. They got like little awards.
What did you win?
Nothing.
I bet you got one. No,
I didn't.
All right. Okay. Well, look, so after your, whatever you call it, your passing out parade, do you have a couple of days off before your first shift? And quickly, just rewind a sec. How quickly did you get allocated your station? When did you know which station you were going to go to? And which shift? Because they've got different colours, I believe.
Yeah. We found out in week 11. So the training course was 12 weeks long. So we had 11 weeks to wait to see where we'd be based. And they put us all in a room and put a big projector on the wall. And they called our names out and told us which station and which watch we were going to be on.
Wow.
So I got Station Victor, which is gate set, and I'm on the blue watch. So,
which is, do they just rotate in times then?
Yeah, we'll all just rotate. So you do 4 on, 4 off. So 2 days, 2 nights. And then when you finish your last night, the next watch comes in. And you constantly cross over with all the different watches. So you do get to meet them all eventually.
So Laura, do you know, like before your shift starts, you have like a briefing and all that? You're pretty much, yeah. And what's discussed on that briefing?
So you go in on your first day shift. You start at 9 o'clock. So you all line up behind the appliance, which is the fire engine, at 9 o'clock for your parade. So you all line up the firefighters, and then the watch manager and the crew manager stand a bit like in the briefing where you used to sit at the front.
Yeah.
And they basically tell you like where you're riding on the truck for the day. If there's any training to be done, any jobs, they'll hand over from the night shift if anything's been changed on the appliance. And then you fall out and then you go and check all your equipment. So basically like a bit like on the airline, checking, you know, all your emergency equipment, see if it's operational.
And obviously if a job comes through, you've got to like just get all your stuff and out there on your truck.
Straight on.
Yeah. Do you have any questions? Do you get like asked questions?
No questions, no. Which is good. But I've got a lot of work to do because I'm obviously probation. They call you a probie, so I'm in probation. So I've got a lot of like studying to do, like in between when I'm not. So you
have a portfolio to complete, do you?
Yeah, so as well, we're doing an apprenticeship with New College Durham alongside in the first 2 years, which is good. So we've got that to do. And I'm also resitting my maths, so they're putting me through that as well, which is good. So I've got that studying to do as well. So.
Don't ask me for any help on that one.
Yeah, Laura, what was your first shout?
So my first shout came through. The bells went. I was like, "Oh my god!" You know,
was it during the day, a night one?
It was a night shift. I started at 6 o'clock, and I think this was about 8 o'clock. It came through on the turnout sheet, and it was persons trapped in a lift. It said 10 people trapped in a lift in the city centre.
Wow.
I was like, oh my days. So we whizzed down. We're literally there within about 4 minutes. Gets the lift keys off, what you need, and went up to the floor, and there was an engineer already there. So we just got back on the appliance and went back to the station.
I would have been that job that you got, because me and my partner, Carol, we were going to this emergency in a block of flats. We went up in the lift and the lift got stuck.
No.
We had to call like everybody. The fire brigade had to come, get us out the lift. Obviously, they sent for another crew to complete that job, but the fire brigade had to come and get us out, to rescue us out of this lift. It was so embarrassing.
Oh.
Laura, quickly, that first shout, how were you feeling? Did you feel like everything had gone blank, or did you know exactly? Yeah. Honestly, I want to know everything.
I was like, what do we do? Do we go down the pole? Do we go down the stairs? I didn't have a clue. So just quickly ran down the stairs, jumped on the truck, and then they're like, right, get your kit on, quickly, like pull you, they're called your leggings. So you put your feet in your boots, pull them up, jacket on, helmet, torch. And then the watch manager said to me, you grab the lift keys when you get off. So they were literally just in front. So I grabbed them. I think my heart was racing. I was like, I know it's probably only a tiny little job and it might not even come to anything, but I was excited. The adrenaline was rushing, honestly.
Have you had an RTC yet?
No, actually not so much. But last week we got a call through saying it was an RTC. I don't know if you've seen it. It was on the website. A car had reversed into the porch of the house. So we had to go there and just stabilise the car until another station came and used the winch to pull it out.
Yeah, so, because a lot of the jobs that we go to, like road traffic collisions, and the fire service come, they cannot wait to get the kit out and take the roof off. They're like, love it. It looks like so much fun as well.
I know, they are good.
Yeah, but like on a nice, like calm day, when the rain's lashing down and it's coming in sideways, like at Bamborough, It's horrific. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you stood there, so it's very important to have like all of our kit on and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For the fire service, they love getting the tools out and getting cracking on. Like,
I know. No, I've not had anything major. I've had a little car fire, but nothing major as of yet.
I know.
So,
it's like everything, and I'm sure that everybody's told you it. Don't be in a rush to be getting those jobs. Like, they will come.
yeah.
Like in the ambulance service, there's a few people who crave like the drama, and it's like, I don't get that at all. It's like,
No.
I'm all for an easy life. I don't want these crazy jobs. They'll come in time.
Yeah.
I've been there. It's coming into my 10th year at the ambulance service. It's like that, you know, and you've got a long career ahead of you. You'll experience so many different crazy things that, you know, make your mind boggle. But they're so rewarding at the end of it, because when you've actually had a part to play in something, in a dangerous situation where people's lives are at risk,
Definitely.
a positive outcome, it's so rewarding, Laura. It's such a great feeling to know that you've made, even though it might be a small difference, it is a difference, and you've all worked together as a team, and the outcome's been really good.
Definitely. As well, like with some of the incidents, I keep thinking, oh, I'm not going to have a clue. But what I need to keep reminding myself is I'm a crew of 4. I'm not on my own. We all work together, help each other out, and you know they've been where I am now, and
it's very similar. Like the training that we had in flying, all of the things that you learn and you do in your classes and the rigs, because you do rigs all the time and go through scenarios. It's amazing how these things just come to you. You're doing it and you don't. How the hell have I remembered all of that? It's just, it kicks in, all your training, it kicks in, and it's brilliant how, you know, you might think, oh, you're on the way to the job, but you're into it, and it just comes so naturally. All that training that you've learned.
Yeah, it's such a buzz driving around in the appliance with the blues on. It's a mint feeling.
Do you drive the fire truck?
No. Why not? Let me drive that.
Who is somebody designated to just drive?
Each watch has like a couple of drivers, so you've got to be fully competent firefighter. And then the drivers do loads more as well. They're passing messages back and forwards to control. They're working with the pumps at the back of the appliance. They've got like quite a big job to do.
What license do they need to drive that fire truck?
I think you've got to have a HGV one, I think.
Yeah.
I think so. Is it C? I don't know.
It's C1 for like the ambulances, but like obviously fire trucks are a little bit bigger than those babies. So it probably is like HGV license or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Is that something you would look at in the future, Laura?
Yeah, definitely. I'd like to try out everything really if I can.
Yeah, give it a go. Yeah. Laura, can I ask you quickly? You know, and it's firstly, have you ever had a night shift that you haven't been called out on at all? And do you really sleep, or is it like sort of crew rest where you just doze in really, because you just never know when something's going to happen?
My first night shift, I remember, because they've got like you don't all sleep in the same room, you've all got your own individual little rooms.
Oh wow.
I remember lying there with my sleeping bag wide awake thinking, oh, I can't go to bed. Like, what if we get a shout? What if I don't hear the bells going? But it's impossible. You couldn't sleep through that. The bells go, the lights come on. They wake you up straight away. But I think last Friday we had a busy one, but then Saturday we didn't get one shout, so I slept all night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I mean, you probably won't have, but like, have you heard stories of some of your work colleagues receiving abuse from people on jobs?
Yeah, it actually happened last week. In the West End of Newcastle, there was youths just chucking stones. One of my friends was on shift, chucking stones at the appliance. It was actually on the local news, I think, last week.
Wow.
Yeah. Just antisocial behaviour.
Yeah, I mean, it's bloody dangerous. It's more than antisocial. I mean, there's lives at risk. Well, when that kind of thing happens, do you have to call him back up from the police, or is there certain areas that you always have to attend a shout with police?
I think you could probably get back up from the police, I would imagine. But I think we were at a job yesterday, and like the gaffer said, just put your visor down
Yeah.
when we're putting out this little fire, just in case, because there was like kids hanging around in the area. So yeah, you've just got to be on your guard, I suppose, all the time.
Do you think there's a good chance they started the fire to watch your shout?
I don't know. I mean, I can't exactly point the finger, but they were standing.
You can still get a feeling.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And look quickly, because I know we're running out of time, and Simon's got a few more as well. Do you have to do anything similar to a SCP recurrent with the fire brigade?
Yeah. So because I'm in probation, I've got to do a 12-monthly so that'll be in September. So I have to go back to training school and do like some scenarios, like the breathing apparatus, they call it aware, where you go in the building, like searching for people. Just pretty much what we've done on training, but like over 4 days. So
wow,
and some exams as well. Yeah.
Oh, good.
No, I know it's early days as well.
Mm-hmm.
You've not been there that long. What are your kind of like aspirations and your kind of like your future goals working for the fire service?
I think, to be honest, I just want to be the best firefighter I can be. Just try and learn everything. There's loads of training packages I can do to try and better myself. So yeah, haven't thought about anything as of yet, like higher up, but yeah, I quite just enjoy being a firefighter. It's really cool.
It's crazy, because like you've had all these years of experience flying, but you only look about 23.
I'm 38 this year.
Where are you? Yeah. You look very well on it, Laura. Very well.
Thank you.
Laura, have you decided what your second job's going to be yet?
Well, we're not allowed a second job for a year.
I tease. But
I'm gonna start my personal training course.
Yeah, brilliant.
So, well, you've got plenty of time.
I got I think I applied for that through this website as well, through Not Just Crew. Someone posted it, and it's all government funded, so I'm going to do that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow, that
is quite amazing. At this near the end of the show, so I'm not going to stop now. So, what is the single most thing? I hope it's not the same answer what we always get off people. What's the single most thing you miss as regards to flying?
Duty free.
Do you know what? I miss the crew. I miss flying.
No!
Yeah.
Is that what you thought I was going to say?
Bingo.
Everyone says it. It's the people, it's the crew, everyone says it. But you know what? Because it is.
I do miss the duty free as well, I'm not going to lie.
What is it for the people that you miss the most?
I just miss the banter on the night flights, keeping you going, lots of cups of teas, lots of biscuits, and just learning about people's lives, people you've only just met a day ago. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, look, in fact, just one last one. How in advance do you know if you're going to work one of the big holidays like Christmas? I mean, do you know the year before because of the shift patterns?
I've got my whole rota for the year, so it's amazing. I can plan so much. I know next Christmas I'm on night shift, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So yeah, I know that. But
at least you know now. There was nothing worse than waiting for that roster, was there?
It was always delayed, wasn't it?
Always delayed, but as you say, at least you can plan way ahead. Excellent. No, Laura, that's absolutely been really amazing.
If you could just finish off, Laura, if you could sell being a firefighter to our audience, give it a brief summary, sell it to them.
Don't be afraid, just go for it. Honestly, it's an amazing job, so rewarding. I love it. You get a right buzz as well, driving around in them fire engines.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I can tell you. I can tell as soon as you talk about it, your whole face lights up.
Yeah, just don't be scared. You can, if you put your mind to it, you can do it. You really can. So.
Brilliant.
Oh, absolutely. We're so proud of you, Laura. Honestly, when we saw your story. Honestly, we had to get you on because what people don't realise, it's just a story to you and quite a big one. But we're often amazed how inspired other people feel, especially when they're on a sort of down there. They say this is what you can do, and again, it's not in a boastful way. I know they call it boast book in some other people's posts, but everyone on Not Just Crew really seeks to actually help other people by giving them their experience. So yeah, you're another one we could add to the list, and yeah, again, so proud of you, Laura. Well done.
Thank
we
you.
love it. Well done. Right, so listen, stay with us after the show, Laura. But thank you, everybody, for joining us at Not Just Crew with amazing Laura Maguire. From cabin crew to firefighter. We wish you all the success in the world for the future. And thank you so much, Trevor and Laura, for being on tonight's show, Not Just Crew.
Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
Oh, there's my aeroplane gone flying.